they were talking about just health, and he was explaining how Irv Gotti kind of just didn't take the diabetes situation serious when he probably should have a long time ago, and leading up to even him passing, it was him still not eating healthy. It was still him not eating healthy and him still not really. So I do want to play this clip because y'all know that's something that I believe in a lot, where people kind of really just got to lock in, especially as Black people. We got to kind of
with
really
diabetes
lock in on our health, because diabetes, I talked about that a million times on him. Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. It's a real thing. It is something that this kind of sad thing. It is, I don't want to say it's hereditary in the Black community, because probably even just if we're being honest, it's hereditary on in our lifestyle of the way we eat. Certain foods that we love to eat realistically ain't good for us. Even like I said, when he get into the story, even talking about the carry out, eating Chinese food, like all of that shit is not, you got to eat it in moderation. You can't just OD and that's your diet, because realistically it's going to lead to those situations. And even before I play this clip, I can kind of even sit here, it's not confirmed, but most people are just kind of going out on a limb and guessing. That's what happened to LeVar Ball. And because LeVar Ball got his foot amputated. And let's be clear, LeVar Ball still kind of in high spirits, but it's just still, like, I'm sure the sad thing, like we said, when even I play this clip of Irv Gotti, brother talking about it, Black men, we just kind of want to be like, we really don't be rushing to go to our doctors like that, and we really ain't rushing to go get checked out and stuff like that. And we kind of try to thug it out a lot. But realistically, you got to take, and you can't really thug it out, especially if you know for a fact your diet is super horrible. Like, if you ain't taking time to really get on, you're not working out, you're not eating your fruits and vegetables, you're not drinking enough water, you're not really taking care of yourself, you gotta go to the doctors, and you gotta listen to the doctor. You can't just go and then sit, because I told y'all, even with my dad, he do that, like, oh yeah, they tell you to get off of sodas, and as soon as you kind of get your blood levels back to the right way, you back to drinking sodas. And that's just kind of like, if you know them sodas is probably one of the reasons that put you in this situation, you shouldn't get back to them just because now they saying, okay, you can drink them again. Like, no, don't drink them at all no more. Like, cut that shit out. But again, like I said, men gonna be men, and that's just the stubbornness between men. But I'm gonna, like I said, let me play this clip of Irv Gotti, brother Chris Gotti.
So he's 54. I believe he was diagnosed when he was in his 40s.
Yeah,
late 40s. But Irv doesn't go to the doctor, so that's why he's so late being diagnosed, right? And then when he finally did go get a real physical and a checkup, he's like, "You're diabetic," and he didn't believe it. You know, my dad.
You were type 1, Chris?
Irv was type 1. Irv was type 1, and then it started with type 2, developed into type 1. So my dad was diabetic. He passed at 86. And when we talk about this topic, why it's so dear and sensitive for me, is I watched him suffer the last 3 years of his life. So it's about quality of life. When Dame is talking about being able to be with his kids, it's about quality of life and the way you actually can stay here and keep doing that. We all have to go at one point in time. We just really want to go on our terms. That's how I look at it. And Irv, sadly enough, he did go on his terms. He just didn't believe it, and he was like, "I'm going to go the way basically I wanted." He ate a bunch of Chinese food while playing poker and had a massive hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding on the brain. And then we talk diabetes, and I know Dame is saying diabetes. Diabetes is not what kills you. It's always something else. It's what diabetes does to the body that actually takes your life. Like, it broke down his body where it was blockage going to his brain. It created the strokes, but it's all stems from the diabetic issues that comes from diabetes. You know, it may have liver failure, kidney failure, and these are the things that actually consume or take your life. But I don't know anyone that's, and I know you have a doctor.
The calcium, can rough, and you have to watch those strokes because it can clog up the arteries.
Yes.
Got to be taking pills. So I take those pills and I get those examinations. It's just when you, I guess my approach on diabetes, I would say, might be lucky, because I was diagnosed when I was 15, and for 2-3 months, I was thirsty. Like 2 months, I lost a lot of weight. I thought I had AIDS. So I thought it was something that I wouldn't be able to beat. And what I told God was, if you give me another chance, I'm going to live life to the fullest. So when I finally went to the doctor and they told me I had diabetes, I actually was happy. Like, oh, it's just diabetes. I could take a needle and feel better. So for me, I thought I had.
That's crazy to want to think you had AIDS, and then it was just like, oh damn, I ain't got AIDS, I just got diabetes. But again, it's just we're talking about just what you eat. And I don't, like I said, I'm not a what you call it, a personal trainer or no health and nutrition person, but I'm somebody who's been fat before. I'm somebody who like to eat junk food, and I'm telling you, and that's why I always recommend to people, just get you a sweat bag, get you one. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, that's not it. Listen, I'm telling you, especially during the wintertime when these gyms be having a fan on and it ain't as hot in the gym and you can't really go outside and get no crazy sweat. Buy you one of them sweat bags, get you one of them Jones just to help you sweat even more, because you're talking about high blood pressure and the salt and all that, because a lot of that weight just be water weight. Like even sometimes if you wake up early in the morning, you feel like your face is a little bit more puffier than it normally was before you even went to bed. A lot of times that just be water weight. It'd be sometimes, and when I say water weight, it's not talking about like, hey, I'm drinking too much water. No, your body is carrying around a lot of salt. So if you ate carbs before you went to bed, your body, it will start to carry a lot of those carbs, and your face and stuff will start to puff up. I'm telling you that when they say it's water weight, that's why if you watch boxing and they sit here they got to do their weigh-ins, and that's why a lot of boxers wear the sweat jumps, because they're trying to make weight, and a lot of times you don't want to carry around that extra water weight from eating too many carbs or eating stuff with too much salt in it. So you need to sweat out that extra stuff. So that would just be something I always recommend people. I ain't sitting here telling you I can't tell you how to sit here and get a six-pack or none of that other crazy stuff. All I can tell you is we talking about just actual doing cardio, and you want to just be able to actually make sure your heart is moving and you're actually sweating on a day-to-day basis. Get your ass on it. If you don't like the treadmill, get on the elliptical or get on the Stairmaster and get you one of them sweat jumps. Especially if you know for a fact, hey, I'm old, I'm not really in shape like that, I'm not gonna be able to sit here. It ain't even gotta even be if you or you just know for a fact I'm not really in shape, so I'm not gonna be able to get on the treadmill and run. You want to walk at a decent pace where it's like, okay, cool. I know for a fact if I was really in good shape, I could probably run. Let me help my body get that same sweat that I would get if I was running. So go get you one of them little sweat jumps. Some jumps gonna literally cost nothing but $19. And you can sit here and wear them until they mess up and buy you another one. Or you can, if you really got some bread you want to waste, they got some jumps that's like $150. Them the good quality jumps. They got some of them jumps you can put them in a washing machine. And matter of fact, if you on TikTok, I see they always be advertising the jump now in the TikTok shop. They got the ones where it's the good material, but of course it's a little bit more expensive. It's not no $19 jump. Them jumps may be like $80, but you can put them in the washing machine. But again, like I said, it just help you get that extra sweat and break that sweat that you may not realistically, if you're not in real good shape and you know for a fact I ain't about to be on this treadmill running at a 10 speed or whatever the case may be, and you still trying to get that sweat, bro, get you one of them little sweat jumps. Help sit here and keep your body in shape. Like I said, of course, sweating and doing a bunch of cardio, yeah, you won't sit here and gain no muscle from it. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way, but it don't matter. You want to be in shape. You want your body to physically be good money. That's my only thing that I would sit here and recommend people. And of course, you still got to eventually cut off some of the sodas and juices and drink more water. And you got to figure out that balance. But I would just sit here and say, one, I wouldn't tell you to sit here and try to be dramatic and try to cut everything off at once. Take your time with it, but still make sure you get your workouts in on the daily. That to me is the most important thing. Like, and they'll always tell you can't outbeat a bad diet. Yeah, I mean, cool. You still can lose weight though. You may not be able to get a six-pack with it. A bad diet, but I done lost a lot of weight and still kept eating candy. Yeah, I might not got a six-pack, but nigga, I got skinny as hell. So you can even figure that out. Like I said, just to kind of just pace yourself out and pace your body out, because you just don't want, like, bro, that's still so young. Like I said, and you don't really understand it until you actually getting older and you just hear these people dying at 50 something years old, and they'll be like, bro, if you listening to me now and you even just 30 on the nose, or 33, 35, you closer to 50. You don't want to sit here and be like, no, I just can't. I don't want to die at 50 years old. And I'm just, anybody listening to the sound of my voice right now, I'm sure you don't want to sit here and be like, damn, I'm dying at 50. Like, bro, that just sounds crazy. So it's like, just find out a way to just take care of yourself. Especially, I mean, the summertime right around the way. So, I mean, if you're only, I guess, style of even working out is just going outside walking. To be honest, I love walking outside. Then I even do the treadmill now. Like, I can't wait for the weather to actually break and you can go outside every day and just get your miles in. Especially when it's hot during the summertime and it's 90, 100 degrees somewhere. You can literally just break a sweat by walking a couple of miles. I can't wait for the summer. But again, moving into other things, Isaac Hayes III is